I'm Nancy Red, and this is Season 3 of Mompreneurs, where each week we celebrate beautiful Black entrepreneurs who are also amazing business moguls and incredible moms. Now, as you can tell from my book, Bedtime Bonnet, I love talking about hair, okay? And all the things we can do to grow healthy hair. And I think I may have found my soul sisters with this week's guests, literally. Okay, Ione Rucker Jameson and Ellen Rucker Sellers are absolute naturals, whether they're keeping it real about everything on reality TV or as part of the delightful family history behind the vegan hair care product company Rucker Roots. And you can find Rucker Roots at Walmart, JCPenney, Belk, Macy's, Target, everywhere. And you can find the sisters here on Mompreneurs. Thank you for being here, ladies. This is so exciting.
Thank you, Nancy, so much for having us. We're so excited.
Super excited. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. I laugh because my accent is going to come out. I worked very hard to not have such an accent, but that's my natural accent, quite frankly.
Where are you from?
I'm from Southern Virginia, not the Northern Virginia that pays the taxes. I'm from real Virginia.
You're from the rural part.
I'm from the rural part. And so that's what I love about your family, because every family in the South, has some heritage. Well, every family does, but Southern heritage just feels so delightful and just really fun. And I love that you are keeping traditions alive with what you all used to do for generations with your hair. Okay, but before we get into all that mompreneurship, okay, let's talk about who makes you a mom. Tell us about your household. Who lives with you? Who used to live with you? What's going on with you two sisters?
Well, I'll start. I'm Ellen Rucker Sellers. I actually have 3 children. Kai, who's 18 years old, and then I have 5-year-old twins, Sadie and Stokely. So I'm sorry, Bakari and I. So Kai is from my first marriage. I was married to Vince Carter. He was an NBA basketball player, and we got married when we were a little bit younger. I guess 29 when I had Kai, and then Kai's father and I got a divorce when she was 2 years old, and I met Bakari when she was 3 years old. So I have been with Bakari since she was 3 years old, and now she's 18. And Bakari and I, after dating for 7 years, we got married in 2015 and decided we wanted to have kids of our own. And I got pregnant. I tried a long time. I actually went through several rounds of IVF, and I got pregnant with twins, and we were blessed with Sadie and Stokely. So they're 5 years old now.
Yay, and I am Ione Rucker Jameson. I was married early on. I call myself a child bride because I got married at 23 years old, which is way young. And I was divorced by the time I was 31, I think 32. But in that time frame, I had my 3 beautiful children that are my life. Catherine Elizabeth Jameson. She is a senior in high school. She'll be attending Howard University next year in the fall. AJ, who is a junior, Antoine Jr. He is a junior in high school. He's actually going to the prom on Saturday. So my life is kind of crazy right now with the prom and graduation and everything else. And Rucker King, and Rucker is our maiden name. King is my mother's maiden name. So we tend to recycle names in our family. That's also kind of like a Southern thing, right, to do. And those are my 3 babies that live in my house with me. They are huge babies. They're way bigger than me, but they'll always be my babies.
I love it. Okay, y'all crack me up because my name is Nancy Amanda.
Who are you named after?
Okay, so it goes. My daughter's name is Nancy. My name is Nancy Amanda. My mama's name is Amanda. My grandma's name is Nancy. My great grandma's name was Amanda.
Girl,
see, I messed it up because it was going Amanda, Nancy, Amanda, Nancy, Amanda, Nancy. I was supposed to do Amanda, but I'm a little narcissistic,
and so
I like
you did
Nancy. So I got a baby Nancy.
Our sister is Ruby. Our mother is Ruby. I'm Ione. My aunt was Ione. Ellen is named after our aunt and our grandmother. Catherine Elizabeth, my daughter, is named after both her grandmothers. So yes, we recycle names. I think that's a Southern tradition, right?
Well, in particular, because our lineage is so messed up, right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
and so in my family, we don't have much. We don't have the traditions that were taken from us when we were enslaved. So what did we have that we could pass on? We had names. And in your case, well, we also had recipes, but you had a recipe that is not just staying in the family. You have a recipe that's going worldwide.
Oh,
Global, girl, global. We're in Dubai too, so we're global now.
You global! Rucker
Global.
sisters, Ruckers is global. It brings me so much joy.
We are global, honey. Yes.
our mother
So,
used these wonderful kitchen concoctions on our hair when we were growing up. We're from a family of 8, so I was the youngest of 8. I'm next to the youngest. There were 4 girls, 4 boys. Our parents wanted 12 kids. It ended up with 8. Another Southern, I guess, thing that they want a whole bunch of kids. My dad used to say he wanted a dirty dozen. But his profession was a dentist. Our dad was a dentist. He worked very hard for 53 years in his dental practice before passing. But his really true passion was gardening. And so he loved growing a garden every year. Our grandfather had, about 50 acres of land or 70 acres of land that he passed down to my dad. And, growing up, we had cows on the land, we had horses, and my dad just really loved, being in the ground, in the earth. And he always grew a garden. And so my mom would take these wonderful, things from his garden, and she would, mix it up, and she would do these wonderful hair masks on our hair on Sunday afternoons. And, we'll be all sitting around with hair masks in our hair. And she was just really into, making us appreciate our natural hair, and just really, nurturing, our natural hair and not processing our hair. When we were in high school, Ione and I like to tell this funny story. When we were in high school, our mom was totally against allowing us to have relaxers. And we grew up, I'm a little older than probably you, but we grew up in the 80s. And everybody was getting relaxers. Everybody wanted to have their hair nice and straight and silky. And so I own in my senior year, and I own was actually a freshman in high school. I drove us to our beauty salon. And back then we didn't have cell phones. So Miss Helen, poor thing, she was our beautician for years. And so we took these little box perms that we had bought from like CVS or somewhere. And we were like, oh yeah, our mom said that it was okay for us to get a baby relaxer. And why did we do that? We got punished. I was punished basically my whole senior year. I was punished for that whole year too. My mom was furious when she found out that we got relaxers. But after that, I think I probably got maybe about 4 relaxers after that. And then after that, I became natural. So I've been natural for, goodness, 45. I'm sorry, I'm 47, like 27 years I've been natural. So so we've been on this natural hair journey for a long time.
okay, I need to stop you right here because God is my witness. I grew up in the 80s. Black don't crack. I
just told my age too, which I rarely do. Because
also, this is
I'm
hold it
too. My husband is 8 years younger than me.
Oh my gosh, I'm a cougar. Okay, there are many layers here of all of these. This man is a couple years younger than me. I had to snatch him. But okay, really quickly, this is very important. I need. Oh yeah. Well, sometimes the first pancake has to be thrown away. But really quickly, my hairstylist around the corner, our family hairstylist, was named Helen. I went to her one day on my own ornery accord and said my mom said it was okay for me to get a perm. No. I also realized this was a huge mistake because I had beautiful hair that my mom had worked on so carefully with Dax and Vitapoint every night, brushing and braiding and taking care of it. And it wasn't enough for me to have a lot of hair. I wanted the sad limp relaxer hair. Yeah. I got 4. I also went on the natural hair care journey. What next? Do we need to do a 23andMe? Am I one of those dirty dozen? What is happening here?
Right. Sounds like we're in the same family.
But it's a story that we all relate to, which is why your success feels like our success. Now, what came first? Because lots of life happened. Like, nobody was thinking when y'all were sitting on the porch on Sunday afternoons with your little hair masks on, nobody was thinking that, oh, this is going to be a multi-million-dollar empire one day. That multi-global brand.
From your mouth to God's ears, girl. Yeah. Well, what happened was I was going through a divorce, and I moved in with Ellen, my sister, with my 3 kids. And I have a master's in elementary education, but I once again got married really young and had started a family very young. So I never really used my degree. And Ellen at the time was a chiropractor. She had her own private practice in our hometown of Lancaster, South Carolina. And so what happened was, Ellen was a little burnt out. I was, ready to start my, I had kids, but I wanted to, work and have a purpose outside of the household. So we were doing our daughters, both our girls were very young, and we were doing their hair. And like us, they wanted to wear their hair straight, and we didn't want them to mess up their natural curl pattern. And we also wanted to promote to them and teach them, like our mothers taught us, to love their natural hair. So we started doing these natural kitchen concoctions that our mother did in our hair. And, our girls were kind of our inspiration as well. They were like, you guys need to, they always had like an entrepreneur. They were born with an entrepreneurial spirit in them. I guess from seeing all of us, all of our dad, our sisters, everybody having their own business, they were like, you guys need to start a business out of this. And I mean, our girls at the time were like 5 years old. So, we really thought about it. We took meetings. We met with chemists. We met with different people in the hair care industry. And that's how Rucker Roots was born, out of Ellen's kitchen, actually. And throughout a time where in my life where I was going through a lot of different changes. So we started Rucker Roots in beauty salons because we wanted to get the street cred from professional hairstylists. So we got a distributor, and she was a distributor that many people knew. She had worked in the industry for years, and she kind of just pushed the product out for us. And then we started going to trade shows like Bronner Brothers and Premier and Cosmopolitan and places, things, those type of beauty hair shows. And that's how we got into retail. And fast forward, 8, 9 years later, we're a global brand. So.
And you mentioned reality TV show earlier. We actually launched our products in 2015 on our reality TV show called Love Thy Sister. And it was based on, 3 Southern women going through different transitional times in their lives and different, aspects. I was going through a divorce. I was recently divorced, and I was raising my daughter. And
well, let me just correct you. I wasn't going through a divorce. I was single.
She was single. Divorced. That's right.
You're single and ready to mingle.
Yeah, I was dating on that reality show. I was dating, and I, was in my 30s and just, hadn't dated in years. So yeah,
and having and then
okay, there's so much. Really quickly, we go. And we got time, ladies. We're gonna breathe, because what I need people to understand, hilariously, you all are truly mompreneurs. Without your children, you might have been moved into her home, but nobody would have said, hey, you need to do a business, because there would have been any kids to be doing the hair. That's what's so interesting. Your children were the inspiration for Rucker Roots. So it's like the 3rd generation was really bringing to life what previous generations had come up with their grandma. Now, what I want everyone to understand is when someone's like, we had this idea for this product, and then I went and said, okay, we're going to get with the actual hairstylist and get some street cred. It does not happen like this. That is not how this works. This is expensive. When these sisters are talking about, we decided we would go and get a distributor. This is not cheap. This takes a large part of the profits. When you're going to trade shows, this is expensive. People don't realize when you go to trade show, because a lot of us go to trade shows, like the bridal trade shows, the hair trade shows, you're walking past the booth. That's not a couple $1,000s. How much does it cost for a brand to go to a trade show with a product line if they're going to get anything out of that trade show?
We just went to one.
Yeah, we just went to one, and even like booth fees have gone up exponentially over the last, couple of years. Our last booth fee that we just participated in was $4,000, or maybe even more, maybe like 4,500.
That's just a
Yeah,
flat fee just to rent it out,
just
and that
And that is literally just the sad table in the space. That is
yeah,
not all of the pop-ups. That's not the stuff you
none of
bring.
that.
That's not your transportation. That's not the people you have to hire to go with you. That's not the time you have to take off from your other stuff. That's not the swag. That's nothing. So all in, every trade show you were going to, even back
at
then,
least ten,
was,
$15,000 for sure.
Yeah,
yes, this is
I
a
would
huge
think.
investment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
I
huge
would think
investment.
about. I would say approximately like 10,000 with hotel rooms and transportation and all that. It's expensive, very
So
expensive.
how did you go from recently divorced, figuring it out, 6 kids,
Mhm.
and being able to bring this business to life?
I'm sorry.
Just we kept doing things. We kept moving forward, and we have talked about this too. We've had a lot of deaths, like a lot of tragedies in our family, a lot of sicknesses. Ellen's daughter was born with a liver disease. Ellen almost died during childbirth. Our brother passed away suddenly in 2016. Our father passed away in 2019. So we've had a lot of like periods of time where we were just couldn't even move really. So but our motto is just to keep moving forward, and we just kept, like, when Ellen was sick or when Ellen couldn't do things, then I took up the slack. We have that partnership there, which is great, which some people don't have. Whereas when I am busy with my kids are very busy with basketball. And just Ellen will pick up the slack there. So I think us being a partnership has really, really helped, and us understanding we're a family, and we understand our strengths and our weaknesses. And I think just keep moving, keep at it, keep doing things, and not being stagnant.
We personally invested in our company. I was coming out of an 11-year practice as a chiropractor, and we took our own money and invested in the company, and it was not cheap. It was not something that we took lightly, and so we did that. And then once we launched on our reality TV show, a lot of people purchased our products, so we had capital to work with. But it definitely wasn't a personal investment in the beginning, and still sometimes we reinvest in our company.
Well, one thing people always think, my daughter just, she's an entertainer. She's so cute. She was like, Mommy, why does everyone think that people on TV are always super, super rich?
Yeah.
And I laughed because I'm sure here you are, you're on TV. People are like, oh, they loaded. Oh, they must be just like gazillionaires. They must be getting that WeTV money. But it is not how it works.
No, it's not how it works.
And honestly, anybody that does reality TV, they'll let you know that you don't get paid much on that first season at all. And we only had one season, so.
How did that come about? And was it on purpose because you knew you wanted, which came first? Knowing you were going to be able to promote this product that mattered to you on the TV show, or the TV show and realizing, oh, this would be a good time to launch the product line?
No, we were asked, Ellen and I both, our first marriage, my only marriage so far, were to NBA players. So we were asked all the time to be on Basketball Wives, but that just didn't really fit with what our morals, to be honest with you. Like, we didn't want to do that. So I had a good friend named Atari Turner, who was one of our executive producers, and he was like, you know what? He knew our family dynamic. And he was like, how would you like to do a family show? And I was like, we're all about family. So I was like, I would agree to that. And my two sisters were on board. And so we did a scissor reel, and we actually did the scissor reel ourselves. And Ellen, I think, wrote like a lot of the scissor reel and all that.
I wrote the script.
Wrote the script, yeah. So we just did it, and we sent in a sizzle reel. We went out to LA and we took meetings with WeTV and several other networks, And, we got the show, which was really crazy because Bunham Murray Productions produced our TV show. They produce like so many great shows, like Keeping Up with the Kardashians. So many. I can't even name all the shows, but they're really, really popular and successful production company. They came to Charlotte and they filmed our show. So when we were already in the works with doing Rucker Roots, but of course, when we saw the opportunity that we were going to be on reality TV, we were like, of course, we want to launch it. It just kind of happened in time, all in time. It just kind of happened, and
That's
we
perfect.
did launch. We launched on Love Thy Sister in 2016 or 2015? 2015. 2015, right. And and so we got our first group of fan base from being on Love Thy Sister. But like Ellen said, we only had one season. So then when that was cut off, we just had to keep, we just, like our motto, we just had to keep moving forward. And we kept going to the trade shows. And, we had our fan base from Love Thy Sister, but we just kept going forward and get more and more people to learn about our brand, because brand awareness, obviously, with this industry is just so important.
Absolutely. What would your advice be, actually? Do you what when you're looking at where do you get the most brand awareness at this point? Because actually, it's probably different than it was when you started in 2015. Fortunately for you, people were still really getting a lot of brand information from TV. Would you say that shifted now, in particular with social media?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. You want us out, Ellen?
Oh, I totally agree. I think that social media plays a huge role in brand awareness and driving products. And
people like to see what we're doing. It's so funny. Like, me and Ellen have kind of struggled with this, but people like to see what you're doing at all times of the day. They want to know what's going on with you, what's happening. They just really enjoy that. And we kind of, we just kind of not really struggle with it, but we kind of forget to do a lot of those things. So, and we know how important that is, because that's kind of what people want. But recently we've gotten on TikTok because that's become super popular. So, like we said before, we're women in our, we're in our 40s. So we kind of like, how you do this? How do you work this? What's going on with this? But, we just have to keep with the trends and make sure we, stay on that social media. It's all about that.
Y'all are so good at it. It's so hard because I'm a woman in my 40s, and I have these kids that are in the industry, right? And I laugh because the way we do it is they're not on social media, but they approve everything and they ask for things, right? And so my daughter had a harp concert and asked if I could film it for her little thing. And so I did, but I'm not good at this. And I had somebody's lunch in one hand. I'm like filming this and this thing. And she was like, why is this so shaky? I was like, I'm doing the best I can. I am not a native to the social media streets, but you've had to be, and you're fortunate between your 6 kids. They seem to really know exactly what's going on. They're at the perfect age to help mom.
They are great.
They are.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, we need to post the Rucker Roots video, guys. Come on. So but they need to, yes, we have them on board for sure.
Are they official employees or only in theory?
We need to put them on payroll for sure. We need to, but we haven't.
Okay, so when we're looking at this, you've had quite a run. It's been a wild almost 10 years, if you think about it, because you went from just having an idea to launching the brand, to getting it into salons, and now it's everywhere. Walmart, JCPenney, Macy, Dubai. That's incredible. At what point in this process, in this trajectory, did it start to realize this is not just a side hustle? This is not just something cute. This is a business that we can actually make money at.
I think whenever we started getting more retailers that wanted the product, because like in this industry, once you get one retailer that wants to bring it in, then other retailers will start reaching out and they'll actually bring in the product. I believe once we started, we got Target, then we got Belle and JCPenney. We were like, okay, well, this is a real thing, and we really have to, take it seriously, because for a long time, we were working out of my house. Then we were working, out of storage units. Then, we were getting too much product. We had 2 storage units. And then we were like, okay,
One time we had 4 storage units.
yeah, because we had so much inventory, because we had to keep so much inventory so we could, fulfill all of these orders. And then finally we were like, okay, it's time to go to a warehouse. And so we finally, went to a warehouse. And now we're looking at the warehouse that we have now. And we're like, okay, we're growing out of this warehouse. So, it's just, when you have a small business and you see the growth, it's just so rewarding, but it is so hard at times to keep up with it all, and so we are so blessed that we have such a wonderful team around us that help us every day with, making sure that we have enough product. We have a wonderful chemist that we work with closely so that we can, work on new products and stay relevant in the industry, because that's huge too, trying to stay relevant. But I truly believe that I felt, a difference when we actually moved into, more retailers in the warehouse space. I'm like, okay, now we really, have put in, a lot of time, a lot of sweat equity, money. And then we have, these huge really retailers that are, making sure that we stay in stock, and they're looking at us to, make sure that we can fulfill these purchase orders. So that was like a real turning point for me. I don't know,
I
Fran.
love that. When
Yeah,
was that, out of curiosity? When was the warehouse and the more retail stores?
About 4 years ago, right?
So it was a while.
Yeah,
That's the thing. Even you gotta stay in this grind. Even if you
yeah,
start on TV,
yeah.
it's a
mhm,
trajectory.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
not easy. And a lot of people, think that being in retail like proves your success. And retail is so expensive too, to stay on the shelf and stay relevant, and just to make sure that people are actually going into the store or going online and shopping at those retailers. That is like huge, because it is an expense to go into a new retailer. Every new retailer, just requires more investment, whether it's your time, whether it's, you're in the warehouse to, 9, 10 o'clock at night, fulfilling those big purchase orders. It's a lot. It's definitely a lot, but
And that's time you're taking away from your family. How do you balance it all? You say you have 6 children between the two of you, 3 each, but you actually have 7, because
yeah,
this business is like a baby.
this
absolutely,
is a
100%.
huge baby. I always say, my balance comes from the people that I have around me. My balance comes from, my husband at home. He helps me, balance in the fact that, he's very hands on with our kids. Now he too travels a lot, so that gets kind of complicated because his work is like far more travel. But he also allows me to have a lot of people in my home to help me, and I'm not ashamed of that. He allows me to have, a great, amazing babysitter that I can lean on, that she truly helps me so much with my twins. And he allows me to have a lot of help at home. And so that's one, of the ways that I know that helps me to balance everything, because he gives me that time, to focus on Rucker Roots. And then at Rucker Roots, I spoke on this earlier. We're true partners in this. Ione and I, she has her strengths, I have my strengths, and there's a balancing act constantly, with balancing everything that we have going on. And then we have lots of wonderful staffers that help us. Warehouse manager that's amazing, that helps us on the day-to-day basis to make sure your orders are getting out on time. So we just, that's how I find my balance. Would you like to speak on that?
Yeah, I think that some days I'm a rock star mom and some days I'm not. Some days I'm a rock star at Rucker Roots and some days I'm not. So I think that, you know, the balance is our balancing act. And, I don't know. I just think that it's hard, and some days I'm at home cooking good meals, and some days my kids are like, "Mom, what are we eating?" So I just, I think that it's just a struggle being a mom and having a business.
Yeah.
So but my kids are older now, so they're easier. It's an easier type of thing because they can actually go get food. They know how to drive. So I think as the years have gone by, the balance has been a different type of thing. They used to be, at Ellen's house packing orders with me. Now they have their own lives. So, every day is different, and we have such a good, strong family. My sister that lives here, Ruby, she helps me out. Just the people around me help out with, so much of being a mom and having a business. So.
I love that. And soon, y'all. Well, Ellen, you restarted. I was
Yes.
great. You started over, and
Yes.
it is wonderful. But it also means that the journey continues.
Yes.
But
Yes.
for the most
And they
part, the
love
most
her babies. Love coming here
Oh,
and packing boxes and help, and they are so cute. And
they
we
don't know
call them
anything
the warehouse
but.
babies.
yeah.
Oh my God, they're warehouse babies.
Yes.
They
Yes.
and they will tell everybody they meet about Rucker Roots. Let me tell you, they are true warehouse babies. They
They are so cute.
love themselves some
That
Rucker
is so
Roots.
much
So it's
fun. Okay, so
fun.
what is
It's
your
fun to
advice
see.
to other mothers who are trying to be like you, who are tired of it? It's really hard. And again, when Ellen, when you were working, you just were chiropractor and you had a whole thing going. And it's not, again, another thing, people, it's not easy to have your own practice of anything. It's expensive. Finding a seller, getting out is hard. It's like there's
Mhm.
all kinds of things. And how you got into it was not cheap. How you
Yeah,
get out of it, also not cheap.
yeah,
You were just like, I gotta deal with this situation. I'm in Ellen's house. You're not alone. A lot of women listening to this are
Yeah.
in different but relatable situations.
Yeah.
What is your advice to people who may have something, a kernel of an idea, a bit of hope in
yeah.
their capacity, but they just don't even know how to get the ball started?
Uh,
Use the internet. It's right there at your fingertip. Everything that you want to know is on TikTok, on Google, on YouTube. It's so easy now. I shouldn't say easy, but it is. It's like everything. It's so much knowledge on podcasts like this. Just use you everybody has a phone. Just use, knowledge is power. Just research. If you're really interested in something, it's right there on your phone. Just research it and Google it or YouTube it, and it's right there. And just don't give up every day. Just do something to make to accomplish your goal, and just keep at it and don't give up, because it's going to be days when it's hard. It's going to be days when you want to give up, but don't. And just show yourself grace. If it's a day where you feel like, I don't want to do this today, and not a lot of people have that. I know that not a lot of people have that flexibility or whatever, but show yourself grace, and take a walk outside, simple walk outside when you feel overwhelmed, but just don't give up.
Yeah. I would say, I think a lot of people have a wonderful idea and they're so afraid of starting. And I know for me, faith is just huge. Stepping out on faith and just having the faith that you're going to be able to to get from point A to point B. I mean that has carried me through so many different life changing, so many different, just choices in life, just having faith that just in yourself first, and then of a higher power, whatever you choose. I'm Christian, so I'm really heavy on my faith in God, and knowing that God has me in every aspect, and what is for me is going to be for me, and he's given me gifts, and I have to work on those gifts, and I have to work towards, my goals, because he didn't put, these ideas in my head or in my spirit to let them stay. And that's what women, like us, or like the women that are so fearful to start, you have to, get that inner strength and understand that your higher being, has you. So just start.
I love that. I think that's so important, and to just go for it. In other words,
Go
just
for it.
keep it trucking.
Go for
Okay,
it.
I feel like there's people, that have like a failure to launch, and then they're like, "Oh, I should have, or I could have," and I think I truly believe that, if you have a spirit for, or if God has given you something that is true to you, and that that is, that you want to share with the world, you should go out and share it, because you're doing him a disjustice.
and of course, also on top of that, don't get a relaxer.
Love that. Love that. That is hilarious.
Okay, there might be some extenuating circumstances that you do need a relaxer,
Right,
but for the
right.
most part,
And
there's
We're not gonna judge too
No.
much.
no, there's no judgment. There's no judgment, but there are products. What would you say of the how many products in your product line do you have at this point?
25.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how many SKUs have you created that no longer exist?
One.
Okay, that's
Only one?
good.
No, wait
That's
a
a
minute.
good question.
1 minute.
That's a
That
great question.
collaboration. No, we did a couple of collaborations that don't exist, that we
Oh
thought
yeah.
would be like, oh my gosh, this girl is so funny. She's so amazing. And then it was like a bust.
That's so interesting. So
Yeah.
the product stands better on its own than with the collaboration of an influencer.
I think so. I think our product stands on its
Mhm.
own without collaborations. We tried a couple of collaborations. One was really good, and it ran its term, but one, it was kind of like a bust, and so that one I would not say was that great. What do you think, I own?
So
I agree.
Yeah, yeah.
So of the 25 SKUs that you have right now, what would you say are your highest performers? What are the ones that and are you surprised by the ones that came out the gate gangbusters?
Our 4-step natural smoothing system, which is the shampoo, conditioner, leave-in heat protected, and anti-frizz growth serum, is 4 different SKUs, but they work really well together as a system. That's like probably our number one seller on our website, as well as our curl custard, define and stretch curl custard, which is available at Walmart. It is one of our number one sellers, as well as our daily leave-in.
Yeah.
GTC, a lot of people call it it's ginger turnip carrot root line. Our GTC daily leave-in is a huge fan favorite as well.
I think that the 4-step system has really done well, because it gives women versatility and styling. So it does not have any chemicals in it. It's all natural, and is for blowouts or silk presses, and it's to protect your natural curl pattern, so you're not damaging your curl pattern at all when you're blowing out your hair. So I think that's been really popular, because a lot of salons, when we started, this was our legacy line. So we started those 4 items in salons. And so we wanted products that were natural and, protecting curl patterns, and just great products to blow out your hair. And so I think that that's why it's done so well.
Also, our Rucker Roots hair and scalp oil is in the little white bottle with the gold cap. It's our papaya and mango line. It's really, really like done well as well on our website. And our GTC texture styling mousse has won nationwide awards. So Allure Best of Beauty Best Mousse Award 2 years in a row. So
Okay.
Yeah.
our texture styling mousse does really well as well. So we have a lot of fan favorites and really best sellers.
That's incredible. Are they the same, in particular the 4-step, is that the same formula that you originally went to the salons with, or have you tweaked it over the years?
It is Pretty much the same. We did have to tweak our anti-frizz silkening growth serum. We tweaked it one time early on though, because we had an ingredient that a lot of the naturalists didn't really take well to. So we pulled it out and we reworked it a little bit, but it's pretty much the same. Yeah.
It's so cool. It's very impressive, because oftentimes you don't get it right out of the bat.
Yeah.
And so you're still
But
trucking
we
along
took
just
a
like,
while to actually.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
sorry to talk over you, but we took a while. We took like 2 years to actually get these formulations straight. So we were very serious from the get go about our formulations. Like we tested them on different hair types. I mean, we took years to get the formulations like how we wanted them.
Yeah.
So we've always been, into that type of thing.
And
So.
we did switch bottles. That's one of the things. Whenever we started out, we had
We rebranded.
yeah, we rebranded. We made it a bit more vibrant color. Well, not really
Mhm.
vibrant color because it's still brown and golds, but we just added a little pizzazz to it. Whenever we rebranded it, what year? I can't remember what year that was when we.
It was early on. It was like 2 years into the business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
We
I
did
love
have to
pizzazz.
rebrand. Mhm. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is great. So, okay, so all of this stuff is really interesting, really informative. It's neat to see how your business has grown throughout the years, how your children not only caused you to go in business, but now your babies are part of it, the warehouse babies. I want to ask you a question that I ask everyone who comes on here, and it's my favorite segment. It's called Mompreneurs Manifestation, where each guest has to tell us what's next for you or what you're hoping is next for you and how we can help to manifest success in this endeavor for you.
Well, I can start because I'm going through a transition right now with my daughter going off to college. And so I'm going to miss her. She's my only daughter. I have a daughter and two sons. And I am going to have a little bit of a struggle with her leaving me, but I know that she has her wings and she needs to fly and she's so ready to go. So I'm going to manifest that my daughter does well in college away from home for me because she's never been away from, I mean, she's done stuff, she's had internships and camps and things like that. But I'm going to manifest that because I am a mom, first mom.
Where's she going?
She's going to Howard University in Washington, D.C. Yes, with Ellen's daughter, her girl. They're like twins. And so I'm a Spelman grad. So I was a little heartbroken when she chose, because she got into Spelman too. But I'm going to manifest that she has a great 4 years away in college. And I'm going to manifest that in Rucker Roots in our business, that it just continues to grow and expand, and that Walmart just sells out the shelves. Rucker Roots sells out the shelves at Walmart. We need that to happen, you guys. And I'm just going to manifest that our direct to consumer on our website just continues to explode and grow, and that our business and just everybody in our business, their lives, the people that help us in our help to make Rucker Roots a success, that their lives just have many, many blessings. So all of the good things, all of the blessings, we need them all. And that's what I'm going to benefit. And that my sons just are rock stars as well, and that all their dreams come true as well. So, and of course I'm leaving myself out, but I'm going to manifest that I have something good to happen to me too, which I know it is.
But yeah, it is. It's coming your way.
Yes.
No, also, mom comes over and it's like, I'm just like focusing on this girl. She's getting out of here. My kids. Who's missing? Oh yeah, me. Ellen, what is your mompreneur manifestation you want to throw out into the universe?
I'm manifesting abundance of wealth, health, and joy. That is what I'm manifesting. That's what I claimed at the top of the year, and that's what I'm claiming all year.
Oh yeah, I did too, Ellen.
Yes, I'm manifesting abundance of just joy in my household, joy in my family, health, because, health has been a major thing in my household. My little girl, she was born with biliary atresia. She got a liver transplant when she was 8 months old. So she's doing very well. And so that's like the main, one of our main things, just making sure she'll have her 5-year biopsy in September. So we're praying for, a great outcome with her liver biopsy in September. And of course, continued growth and wealth and, everything that positive for Rucker Roots. Like Ione said, I'm not going to repeat everything that she said, but we're coming up on a big year this year with our Walmart deal, and yeah, we have huge numbers, but we want abundance of orders coming in to our website, abundance of people going to Walmart shopping Rucker Roots, and that's how you guys can help us. Just help us get those products off of the shelves at Walmart. Help us get the products off the shelves and just going into store and purchasing Rucker Roots, even if it's just one bottle, it helps tremendously.
You heard her. Let's move them into the 10th year.
That's right.
With a sold out shelf at Walmart. Thank you, sisters. We appreciate you joining us. Tell us where everyone can find you and learn more all about Rucker Roots.
You can find us online at www.ruckerroots.com. We're on all social platforms at Rucker Roots. On Facebook, we are Rucker Roots Products. So, but all other social platforms, we're at Rucker Roots. And personally, I'm on all social platforms as Ellen Rucker Sellers, ELLEN, Rucker, RUCKER, Sellers, SELLERS. Thank you guys for your support.
I'm Ione_Rucker_Jameson. IONE_Rucker_Jameson on. That's my personal, and of course Rucker Roots on everything else.
All right, you heard them. Okay, you know who to follow. You know where to go get these products. Thank you, ladies. This is so much fun. We need to talk offline if our Helen was the same Helen. I'm a little concerned about the fact that we have all these coincidences, but I'm not actually concerned.
We're probably related somewhere down the line, I'm sure.
Everybody's related. We're just all 4 plantations away. I mean, that's not, we laughed to not cry, but
right.
I did not mean to end this on a dark note.
No,
but it's honestly, if we talk for 20 minutes, we definitely got some kin.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. 100%.
All right.
It's a pleasure, Nancy. We are so grateful.
Yes, such a pleasure.
We're grateful. You all are inspiration. You have done a great job keeping your family's heritage alive and not just in name only.
Thank you.
And thank all of you for listening and watching to Mompreneurs. As a reminder, a brand new episode launches every Monday on Urban One Podcast Network, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts. Visit urban1podcast.com for more. That's urban1podcast.com. Mompreneurs is brought to you by the Urban One Podcast Network and MadameNoire. Created, produced, and hosted by me, Nancy Wren. Executive produced by Sarita Wesley, Allison McGovna, and Tanya Hoffler-Moore. Produced and edited by Jiminique Miller.